that'll take us on to Birds of Prey Manhunt issue 3. Chuck Dixon, writing with Matt Haley on the art. This is obviously part 3 of 4 of this story. Dinah's trapped with the bad guy whose name I forget every time I actually come to talk about it. Like, I'm reading the book earlier and I'm like, okay, I need to remember this guy's name this time. I need to remember this guy's name. And it comes to the part where we have to talk about it. I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember it at all. I'm sure it'll come up though as we're going through it. So basically, interesting swerve with that is that one thing I didn't remember from reading this is where he takes her. It's this really specific place where this plastic-eating entity has ate all the plastic in this city. And Kazakhstan, no less, which I'm not going to lie, Kazakhstan as a place is forever ruined by Borat.
Kind of is, at least for like another 20 years.
To be taken seriously, because all I could hear when I read Kazakhstan was a half-half, or...
Yeah. This was kind of funny as well, because obviously this is long predates, so I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but just this past season of Doctor Who, there was an episode about something that ate plastic.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it was a whole thing. So obviously that's still relatively fresh in my mind. So coming to this, I was like, oh, okay, this is a thing here as well.
Yeah, interesting concept. You got Catwoman and Huntress going after the location from this guy in the big mansion. Huntress is running from the dogs. This was kind of where we left them off last time. Oracle can hear Black Canary, but Black Canary can't hear her. And Oracle even tests this. She's like, hey, if you can hear me, like, ask for a drink or something, like a little test. And she doesn't. So it's like, okay, I can hear her because of the chip in her, but she doesn't hear me. And basically what I remembered, because I said last issue there was something going to happen that I thought was a fun idea. Basically, it's the fact that Catwoman ends up, with the earpieces, and Oracle starts talking to them instead. And directing them and where to go and stuff. And we don't quite get to that fully yet, but they start to make the contact by the end of the issue and they hear stuff for the first time.
Yeah, I do like that idea. I thought the dialogue was a little awkward in the first sequence where it was, where Catwoman was like, so, well, do you have a name? And she's like, only for vigilantes. And then like the next scene, she's just like, all right then, Oracle, what you got?
Yeah, I wonder if she meant like Barbara when she said that.
Maybe, but it also felt like she could have just said, call me Oracle, and it would have gone fine. It felt like a weird beat to me between the two sequences.
I did like the part though where Catwoman sort of says, oh, sorry, Huntress, most vigilantes, or something with that. There was a little beat there where she kind of like threw it in Huntress's face that she wasn't really included in all this. I did like the beat here where Batman and Robin, or Batman specifically, I mean Robin's there, but Batman kind of says, okay, you got this one, Oracle? And she's like, yeah, I've got it. And she's like, her narration is like, wow. It's kind of like, oh, wait, Batman's trusting me to take care of something so he can go focus on other things. I kind of like that played as a big moment for her. Like, oh, I'm being trusted in this new role to,
I think I would have liked it more if it was actually narration. I think the wow being something she actually said kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Oh, sure. I mean, I took that, though, at least to be after the call was over, so no one heard it. It was just her on her own saying that.
Maybe. You could be right.
Because Batman walks away. The pacing of it, to me, just felt like the call was over now. And it was also the size of the text, because, just like the panel before that where she says yes, and then says louder, I mean yes, to really, sound confident.
Sure.
It's a very quiet sort of wow. But yeah, so obviously Huntress and Black Canary need to get to this location as well. Oracle's giving them advice on how to get there. And that's all cool stuff. And then that's when we get to see, like, Black Canary arrive with Braun. That's his name. There you go. And he's showing them this city, which is kind of this weird place now because there's no plastic, there's no electricity. Just, all the other materials. So they have like a fighting ring, and the big reveal at the end of the issue, after Oracle pisses herself laughing by cracking a cat joke, which wasn't that funny. But
no, it wasn't. And I thought this was a little over the top as well, personally.
That's what I was over the top. I can't really defend this that much. Oracle laughs because Catwoman says, we've not even had a bath, and she's, oh, I thought you just licked yourself clean. And then there's just this giant text saying "bwah ha 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 ha" as she laughs her head off. I'm like, all right, Babs, calm down.
It was even the bit leading up to the joke where, Catwoman was like, oh, we haven't even been able to wash our hair because we can't take our masks off in front of each other. And she starts laughing, and she's building up to the joke. Like, she's like, oh, this is hilarious. I'm going to say this. This is great. And I'm like, calm down, love.
I mean, I appreciate it. because I'm a fan of bad jokes, but it felt out of the place. The big reveal though at the end, of course, is that the woman in the fighting ring that Dinah's watching fight takes off the hood, and see when they sort of teased there's a reveal where they look down kind of shocked, and because the actual fighting page is really good. There's all these angled panels kind of in a weird play. If it kind of feels, it almost feels like the panels themselves are blades. So even though they're not fighting with a knife, it felt like all the hits were very sharp.
Do you know what I really, really like? Even before, like that page where it's fighting, before it was clear there was going to be a reveal, I was like, I know exactly who this is. Yeah, it was the way the art flowed, and it's before that it was very clear there was going to be a reveal. There was just a couple of close-ups on like her eyes and stuff, where it's like, okay, this is definitely someone, and then you see the prowess. I'm like, okay, I know exactly who this is.
Yeah, I basically once it was like, okay, we're going to reveal that this is someone. I'm like, okay, it's probably Shiva. That has to be Shiva. Who else is it? And it is. So that's the big reveal at the end, is that Shiva is in the story. So that's the big reveal to end issue 3. Come back for part 4. You were fairly down in issue 2, so I assume you like this one more.
I did. I like this more. Like I say, I still feel it's a bit clunky in places, especially the stuff with Babs. Weirdly, I think last issue, a lot of my problem was having like the two villainous-ish ones, Catwoman and Huntress, alongside Dinah being the good one, and her feeling outnumbered. Weirdly, kind of just completely separating them helped, because it left them just to each other. And I didn't feel like they were overpowering like the other characters as much.
Yeah,
that helped, and I like getting Shiva at the end. I'm into that.
Yeah, like I say, the layouts there towards the end for that fight were really good, because it felt really specific, which was good, to the point where it even helped you figure out who it was. So that's really neat. I like this issue well enough. I don't think any of these issues have been as good as that first big one shot that we did, but.
No.
But I can see it getting there, though. I can see it getting there again. Once the main series is going, or even the one shot that we're getting before the main series.
There's another one shot after this. Okay.
There's another one shot after this miniseries, and then we're into the actual ongoing.
That's the problem here. I'm not reading from the trade that has all this collected with the appropriate stuff, so I'm just kind of waiting for Pete to tell me, yeah, it's this next, and this has been nice. It's just 4-issue mini, and I can just work through that.
Yeah. So this has been straightforward, but it's another one shot of some kind afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Called something or other. But yeah, so that was Manhunt issue 3. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give it 0.5. It's a nice art.
I give it a 7.5. I think that's a fair score.